G'day Defender owners, and welcome to this quick video. It's about air conditioning to do with your Land Rover Defender. I have a 1996 300 TDI Land Rover, the wagon model. However, the AC system in there will be similar to many other models. So just watch this video because I'm going to address a problem that I get a lot of messages and calls about. And that is, why isn't there a lot of air coming through my AC system? It's either coming through cold but not a lot of air, or it's getting air but then it ices up and then it stops blowing altogether. The little air that's coming through is cold, but it's not coming through at a fair enough volume to be able to cool down the entire video. It's a fair question, so we're going to have a look at this. Now, I'm going to show you what you're going to need to do. Most of it you can do yourself. I'm a bit lucky because obviously I work with AC systems, so I've got a lot of tools that most people don't. I'm going to flip the camera around right now so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here I have a vac pump. I have a really big one here where I can suck all the R134 out of the vehicle, out of the AC system, capture it in a tank. I actually never use second-hand gas. I'll never put it back in there. I'll use the new R134, which is over here, and I'll put it into the system. Right now, the first thing you want to do, if you're going to go down and do that sort of thing, is you're going to need to find someone who's got these gauges here, right? Manifolds, right? How to do it? Let me flip the camera around. Go and find someone on Facebook, on Marketplace, who does regassing, they call it, right? There's no such thing as putting gas in your system. It's actually a liquid that we put in there. Anyway, go on there and look for someone who does it for about $100. Any more, you're paying too much, because you don't actually want your car to be recharged. You actually want your car to be vacuumed down. It's not only going to be vacuumed down to 0 psi, we're going to go about 10 psi below 0, so we put it into vac, right? So they're going to suck it out. For that, they are going to need one of these pumps or one of these. Doesn't matter. Either way, they're going to vac it down. If they can't vac it down, then you're really dealing with an amateur. Stay away from that guy. Anyway, get your system vac down so when you undo the pipes, you don't have all this green shit going everywhere. And what pipes is it that we have to do? Well, for that, we're going to go to the passenger side, but on the engine side of the firewall. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, so windscreen wiper bottle, we've all seen it. Down here, down where the passenger's feet are, you'll see these two openings. We'll see them a bit later on in the video. And here's our two pipes. The thick one is the low pressure pipe. The skinny one is the high pressure pipe. They will undo. There's going to be two pipes that stick out of that wall. You're going to undo them the way I've undone them. Let them just sit there. Okay. Let's go now inside. What do we do next? Well, I've kind of sped up the process a little bit. You'll see it in the full-length video. I've put my ducting back on. This is your typical Land Rover ducting. And down under here where the passenger's feet are, there's usually a big black box. That's your HVAC box. That's the box that's got the evaporator in it and your fans. There's those two holes I was talking about from the other side of the firewall where those pipes are going to link up. And I'll show you where that happens. Now, it's all plastic, and it's brittle plastic. So, you know, a lot of this is going to be happening. Don't feel bad about it. This is very typical. Corrosion, plastic that's gone brittle, it's going to do your head in, but it doesn't matter. It'll take you about an hour to pull all this stuff apart. Well, actually, look, it might take you, it might be quicker. I don't know. I can do it in like 30 minutes, but I've also done hundreds of them, so, you know, ignore me, right? Okay. Let's have a look at the culprit. So, right here is our HVAC box. That is your evaporator. Here in the front of your car is your condenser. They both look like radiators. This one gets really hot, this one gets really cold. How does it happen? Well, refrigerant comes in through the low pressure side. It's being pushed, and then it goes to the expansion valve, which is this thing here, or TX valve, some people call it. What is it? Well, let me explain it. Turn the camera around. When you grab yourself a can of bug spray or WD-40, whatever it is, and you shake it, you can hear and feel that there's liquid in there. When you press that little nozzle, it comes out as a vapor. And there's something very interesting that happens with R134. That particular chemical, when it vaporizes, when it comes through that little TX valve, that little valve that I showed you, as it comes out into vapor form, it freezes. And where does it go? Well, it goes into our evaporator. Let me switch the camera around. It comes into here. Let's take this crappy cover off because the previous owner has put Sikaflex here, bits of aluminium, the thing's been dodged up, but it's okay. We'll be able to put it all back together again and it'll work a treat. Okay, let me put that away here for a second. So here's our fan. Now I pulled the fan out before to give it a bit of a clean, and it was clogged up with a lot of garbage in it. But you can see I didn't do a very clean, typical husband, right? Only the wife can clean immaculately, not men. Men, we're terrible at it. But don't worry, I'll be taking these guys off. The whole motor comes out. In fact, that's it right there. This motor comes out. And you can give it all a good clean, and there's even points here where you can put lubrication in there and lubricate the motor. It's a turbine style motor. I'm just turning it like that, right? Give that a really good clean. The cleaner that is, the more air it's going to blow. But what's causing it? Well, it blows air through here because remember, the R134 comes into our evaporator here and it freezes up. In fact, if this freezes up and we haven't got airflow coming through, this will ice up. Once this starts to fill with ice, no air can get through, and then you've got really terrible performance with your aircon. What's causing it all? Well, let's turn it around and have a look. Most of you guys already know what's coming. For those of you who don't, here is the culprit. See, Land Rover HVAC boxes do not have pollen filters, which means as that fan there draws air from outside to push through our evaporator, it's also pulling in dust, carpet fibre, you name it, it's picking it up, blowing it through. Have a look at mine. It's actually become a carpet. Air cannot possibly get through that. Air's not getting through that. Air's not getting through there. Air's not getting through there. It's clogged up. Down here, I don't know what it is, but I've actually got solid matter down here. Sorry, it's out of focus a little bit there, but I'm trying to get my camera in close. But I've got bits of particles here that are thick and they feel very, very vegetative, like vegetation's gone in there. Sorry, my English isn't that great right now. So we've got to clean this. How do we do it? Simple. Right now, this is ready to come off because I've split this box. Unfortunately, some of the screws didn't want to come out, and I had to drill to try and get the whole unit out, right? Look at this. It's all broken here. Don't worry. You think mine's bad? Wait till you have a look at yours. But once we get it all apart, we're cleaning everything. We're cleaning all of this gunk. We want it to be spotless in here. Put our motor back in there. Put the bracket back on, test it to make sure it's all working, and then we reverse the process. Place it all back in your system, and once it's all done, remember that guy whose name you can't pronounce you found on Facebook? Well, let me turn the camera around. Then that guy is going to then re-vacuum your system all the way down to minus 25 psi, maybe even minus 30, depending on how many horsepower his vacuum pump is, and hopefully he'll draw it down and let it sit there for a good hour. And as long as that needle stays in the negative and doesn't move, you're good to go. Don't forget, you are breaking two pipes open. Both of those will have O-rings. They're the ones that are, let me turn the camera around again. They're the pipes that are down there. Those pipes will have O-rings. Those O-rings are going to be changed. They're going to be lubricated using PAG oil. And he'll put the PAG oil on the new O-rings when he slips them back on, and then you bolt the system up. Once all that's done, and let me turn my camera around again. Once that is all done, it should hold vacuum. If it holds vacuum, then that guy's ready to go and recharge your system with R134. When you put the O-rings in there, there's a couple of different types of O-rings. There's two types of O-rings, good ones and bad ones, okay? You want the green ones. The green ones are designed for R134. If you're using black ones, will they work? Yeah, they'll work. But remember me in about a year's time when your car's not cold, because now it's below 17 psi of refrigerant and your AC system has turned off the compressor because the pressure switch is gone. Why? Because you've leaked. Because black O-rings are not good. We want the green ones, okay? Now, any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. I'm the secretary of the club. You should be able to find my number on the DOAC website. If not, message Adam or message Matt and you'll be able to find me. I'm always taking phone calls, always happy to chat, talk you through it. This whole process here, from beginning to end, now I haven't finished it because there's a lot of cleaning to do. And cleaning, well, there's cleaning and there's cleaning. I would imagine within 3 hours of beginning the job to the very end, when I put it all back together, we're good to go. But that's me. I work the systems a lot. I kind of know where every nut and bolt is, and I'm probably a little bit rough with the system, but the plastic is going to break. Don't feel bad about it. You guys might take 3 hours. You could do it in 2.5. You might take 5 hours. My advice to you is just have a crack, have a go. It is simple enough to do. For those of you who can't vac out their system, take it to someone to get it vacked. If your system does not have any R134 in it, if your system isn't working, now's the best time to quickly fix this side of your system. Get it all done, new O-rings, and you'll have an AC system working in your car. It'll be blowing great air, cold air, full volume blow, and you should be really good in your car and go from there. I've always told everybody that I've got the world's coldest Land Rover air conditioning. And why? Because I work on it all the time. Except right now I can see why the flow's not too good. I'll make more videos, guys. Keep up and send me a message if you need to ask any questions. Good on you guys. Bye-bye.